So today we're going to continue the Christmas series, and today's topic is Christmas food, and I have 5 tips on how you might try and reduce your climate impact in terms of the food that you choose and eat over Christmas. So before we start into the tips, just a quick word about turkey. Turkey is actually quite sustainable. It's got a much lower carbon footprint than other foods because turkeys need less food and water, and they don't produce methane, which is a bonus. Also, if you choose a turkey, then the Irish bronze turkey is usually organic. It's obviously grown locally, and it also cooks much faster and tastes delicious. So for me, the bronze turkey is a good choice. This year, actually, I'm going to go with a turkey crown, which is just the breast of the turkey, because I really want it just to be all eaten on Christmas Day. We're not big into turkey, so I don't like having loads of turkey left after Christmas. So it's going to be turkey crown here this year. So hopefully that will work out. So now on to the 5 tips. So the first tip is to do a little bit of menu planning if you can. It just helps you to avoid the kind of panic buying and the just in case buying. So I usually plan what we're going to have on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and Stephen's Day, and I find that really helps. And I also order an online shop for the 23rd of December, which is great because it keeps you out of the shops, and also then anything that doesn't come I can get on the 24th. So that's my kind of tip in terms of menu planning and deciding what you're going to eat, which does help seriously reduce the amount of food that you actually end up buying. So when you are out shopping, tip number 2 is to shop sustainably. So in terms of that is, again, just check what you have in your fridge so you avoid stockpiling. Don't go shopping when you're hungry. Certainly for me, that's lethal. Try and buy Irish, try and buy organic if it's available and affordable. You could think of getting a veg box, which comes plastic free, which is great. And then also check the use by dates when you're out shopping. And if you can, try and eat a little bit less meat if possible. It just is the much more carbon intensive way to eat. But do what you can, and you have to enjoy Christmas, obviously, so it's not the time to be making big changes, but just be mindful of how much meat you're maybe eating. Tip number 3 then is to avoid packaging waste, which is very tricky, and especially when you're under pressure out shopping, it's hard. But a few things you can do is just to bring your own shopping bags and produce bags with you when you can. Try and buy the loose fruit and veg if it's available, and not too expensive. Obviously, sometimes crazily it is more expensive. And then if you can, try and choose products that are maybe packed in cardboard or paper as opposed to plastic. So that is often very possible, and so just keep an eye out for that. Tip number 4 then is to actually cook sustainably, which really primarily means to just cook as much as you think you're going to eat at that dinner. It also has the advantage of not leaving you with tons of leftovers, which you then have to be creative with. So cook just enough, and also if you're using pots and pans, try and cover with a lid. It does reduce the energy usage. Now, tip number 5, the last tip, is to reduce your food waste. And what I find here is, again, by only cooking what you need, you have very few leftovers, but those that you do have, try and get them into the fridge as soon as possible, and that'll avoid any waste. If you're going to look for ways to reuse leftovers, the BBC Good Food has a brilliant section all about great ideas for leftovers, so I definitely look there. And then also I put a lot of leftovers in small glass jars, which means I see them when I go to the fridge. The kids tend to eat them, and it does really also contain any smells, like if you've got a half an onion or some cheese, it's great to put them into a glass jar just to contain the smell, and then also to remember to eat them. So they're my 5 tips. And lastly, I suppose most thing is to enjoy your Christmas celebrations. We all deserve them this year, and just try and be mindful when you're out shopping, and look for ways to reduce your climate impact. So that's it for food, and next week then we're going to just have a quick video on entertaining and measures you can take and steps you can take to try and reduce your impact there. So see you then.